Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
What an introduction that is, guys. I never miss a beat with that one coming in on a Wednesday morning here from Yes Wednesday. We are now going to the all-new 3-day-a-week Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Wednesday morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m., baby. Get those questions in. Be on live. Interact. Let's go to work. Okay, welcome back. You know I'm going to ask you the number one question of the day. Did you do your homework from Monday? Did you do that little journal we talked about what makes you feel loved? Okay, that was the whole idea, because we're basing this on, that old Beatles song, love, love, love is all you need. All you need is love, right? So today we're going to talk about the love part. Monday we talked about all you need is love. So did you do that little homework exercise where you wrote down who you love and why, just as a little primer to read, and then you thought of ways you could show the people that you love just a little bit more love, take it up a notch? Pretty simple. And then the big one is, how could you show a little bit of love to the people you don't frankly even like? And folks, we have those people, okay? Not everybody kumbayas and loves and floats through life going, love, love, love is all you need. It would be great, but you really got to work on that sometimes. But that's what's going to give you the greatest returns, okay? All right, so go back, do your homework on Monday, from Monday if you didn't do it. If you did it, we're going to build upon it today, because today we're going to talk about the love part of this, okay? So what did you learn from that? Did you learn that you're capable of taking your love for your loved ones up a notch and the people you already love, and maybe it's time to start showing that a little bit more? Oftentimes in the beginning of a relationship, whether it's an intimate relationship, business relationship, friendship, we're all in, and then you kind of, you can count on each other. You're going to be there. You're going to this. We talk once a month. It's okay. Well, it's not okay. You got to take it to the next level. You always got to work on that love. You got to build it into the next level. And I ain't kumbaya on you guys. I'm talking about what makes you tick here, okay? So did you figure out that it was easy to give a little bit more love to those you already know and acknowledge you love? Yeah, of course it is. Did you send love to somebody that you wouldn't have normally, and were you surprised by the results? Now, I'm not talking about walking up to your enemy and giving them a big old smooch. You're liable to get punched. What I'm talking about is maybe the person behind the counter, has got the stone face on and dealing with customers and just in a bad, foul mood, and you take the second to go, hey, how you doing there? How's your day? And they go, oh, fine, thanks for asking. And you see that person open up, and maybe they had something going on at home. Maybe they're having a tough day with the boss or something, and you just taking a second to give a second of compassion. Maybe not necessarily even love, just compassion, and all of a sudden you see them blossom. What a feeling that is, huh? Yeah. Okay. So if you haven't done this yet, get busy on your homework. Let's dive in today. Love. Today we're going to discover that there's different kinds, different levels of love, and yes, you can love more than one person at one time, or creatures, anything. Okay, we're going to learn about this stuff, and we're going to learn how to get it into everyday life. Okay, yes, there are different kinds of love. This is obvious. You love your spouse, or you love her, or your whatever, your boyfriend, girlfriend differently than you love your children or your pets. At least you better, or else you got real problems. Okay, that's obvious. I know it's silly, but it's obvious. It's silly for me to say that, but there's many different forms of love. If you're a man, can you love more than one female? Oh, I don't know. Maybe your wife might not agree with me. What if it's the other way around? If you're a female, can you love more than one man? Or I don't know, I don't want my old lady loving more than one man. Really? What if you got a son? You don't want your wife loving your son or her dad or her friend or, uncle or vice versa. You don't want your husband to love his mom, your daughter, their best friend. No, that's silly. I'm not saying go out and, have an affair because, Coach Lou said, oh, you can love more than one person at a time. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want somebody tossing a brick through my windshield because I ruined your marriage, because you go home and tell your wife or your husband that I told you can go love more than one person at a time. Of course you can, with the different types and styles of love. There are many different levels of that, okay? All right, so it's not about limiting how many people you can love. There's no limit. It's about loving accordingly. Even with your kids, you love them all equally, right? If you got kids, parents, you love kids all equally, right? BS. Oh, hell no. You might have one that you have more of a protective love over, one that you have more of a proud love towards, in just all different levels there. And you might go, well, that's not right. You got favorites. No, it's not favorites. Okay, if you got a son and a daughter, you might know what I mean. You might be a little bit more protective love over your daughter, and a little more, I don't want to say you're not proud of your daughter, but that proud love when your son protects your daughter. You have that feeling of, oh, he stood up for her. What a good man. And then you see the way your daughter loves, her brother because he's always there to protect her. And you go, what a wonderful unconditional love they have, she has for him. And she loves her big brother so much. Okay, you see what I'm talking about here, guys. These are it's not that you don't love your kids unconditionally. It's not that you love one more than the other, but there's different situations. Okay, you might experience love more. You go with your son to a sporting game, and you love how it gets him all fired up when you go to your daughter's dance recital and she sees you out there and it's like, Daddy, oh my God, he made it. That's a different feeling. It's all feelings of love, but it's expressed differently. And then your other daughter might be going, I don't do no dance recital. Let's go to the range and do some target practice. See? You can love differently. You can, even your own kids, but it doesn't mean that you don't love them unconditionally equally. But there are different forms and levels of how you view them and how they view you. And they love parents differently too. Some people are like, oh, he's a mama's boy or she's a daddy's girl. Doesn't mean that. It might mean that your daughter is more comfortable talking to dad about some things, or your son is more comfortable, if he gets hurt, he doesn't want to hear dad telling you, suck it up, kid. He wants mom to go, come here, honey, I'll clean that scratch on your leg from your bicycle. You see the difference? Nothing wrong with any of it. It's just different levels and different types. Okay, so there's basically 7 levels or types of love. Okay. Now you're like, oh, here we go with the 7 again. Monday we talked about the 6 human needs, and then I threw a 7th one at you. Pretty cool. I just thought that was pretty good way to preface all this week. This whole week is about love in different ways and human needs and stuff like that. When you have a greater understanding of all this, you're a greater person. You can make greater change. You can have greater relationships. Why not have greater? If you can, why not have better? And some people say, that's selfish. Well, if you can have better, don't you have more to give? If you have more energy, don't you have more energy to give to your loved ones? If you have more money, don't you have more money to do good in your community? If you have more time, don't you have more time to do something that makes somebody else feel special? More is not bad. I mean, there's some mores that are bad. If you got an addiction to cocaine, you don't do more. Okay, if you're an alcoholic, you don't drink. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. So, different types of love. Unconditional love, like your children, this is number 1. This is that, I don't care what my kid does, I'm going to love my kid. I might not agree, I might discipline them, I might say, what were you thinking? But you're going to love them unconditionally. You're not going to go, oh, I don't love my kid no more. My kid swore, I'm not going to love him no more. My kid got pregnant, too young. Oh, I'm not going to love her no more. Or your son got in trouble for doing something stupid, and you're not going to say, I don't love him no more. I got to, let's help him through this. Okay, so these are the type of things. And I know somebody's going, well, the girl could get in trouble too. I know she could, but the boy can't get pregnant. That just is what it is. Okay, so number 2 Intimate love with your personal relationship. This is the fun one. Okay, they're all fun and good, but this one's really fun. But is that intimate love the same as it was in the honeymoon phase? The honeymoon phase does not mean you might not be married, you might be whatever. But the case is in that beginning when you were in love. Now, is it love you? Love you. Okay, love you too. Love you too. Do you ever come home and instead of just coming through the door and going, love you, have some flowers for your wife, have something you baked for your husband, show up with a cup of coffee at their work when it's midday and they're craving that coffee and they're too busy to leave, but you got a little break. I mean, it's that kind of stuff that keeps the intimate fire going. Okay, so intimate love is in your personal space relationship. Family love, number 3, love your parents, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews. Totally different than the intimate love. A little bit different than the unconditional love for your kids. Now, as an uncle, my nieces and nephews get pretty close to the same level of the unconditional as my children. Okay, so that's but your brothers and sisters is a little different. It might be a competitive love, it might be a protective love, but it's that family love. Number 4 is the intellectual love. Okay, this is when you have a great friend that you absolutely love. I mean, you can say it. You say it to each other. I love you. I love you. It knows no male, female boundaries, any of that. Oh, I can't tell her I love her because I'm married, or I can't tell my buddy, hey, man, I love you, or you're, somebody at church or something. There, come on. That's intellectual love. All right, you don't read too much into it. You just love that person for who they are and the friendship that you have. There's no intimacy there. Okay, now sometimes you have intellectual love for your intimate partner as well. But I'm talking about the people that you just love intellectually. You just love these friends. They're great. They're connected to you. They're amazing. And it goes on beyond like. We all like a lot of people, but you got that inner circle of close people. This is your inner circle people, okay? Then we have love for humanity, as in I love all children. Well, you better. You love all. Better watch out for all kids. And if you see a child in danger, you do something. Not only if it's your own kid. I mean, but Mother Teresa, she loved all children, all people of your faith. I love all Christian brothers and sisters. I love all Allah brothers and sisters, whatever you celebrate. I love all auctioneer brothers and sisters. I don't know. It's that loving your humanity, your peer group, in general, all human beings. Now, it doesn't mean you got to like everybody. Okay, I'm not kumbaya in here and going to go, I like that jerk off. There's people I think are absolute jerk offs, but let me tell you something. If they were in trouble or hurt or injured or in danger, I'd step in out of pure loving humanity and help them anyway. They might have mistreated me, been nasty to me, something else, and I would still, out of love, step in if they were in a danger or if they were hurting or needed a kind word. Okay? Doesn't mean you make friends with everybody or you're going to meld with everybody and we kumbaya and put on sheets and sit around in togas and go, we're all kumbaya and BS. Okay, you like and love people at different levels, but if you have that humanity love where you look beyond people's, differences, religion, skin colors, socioeconomics, the way they speak, the way they talk, whatever, and you just go, you're a human being. You got a certain little piece of love. It might not be a whole lot, but it's love because you're a human being. If I saw a bus ready to hit you, I'd yank you out of the way. Okay, that's love. You still might not like the person. You might still tell them, listen, a-hole, you're lucky I saved your life and carry on about life. But that's what I'm talking about. That's the love for all humanity, basically, where either in your groups or that you have a love of people around you. Then there's your spiritual love for your God. This is an amazing one, or however you call your creator. I'm not here to preach today. But that is that connection in your heart that when all else, no matter what's going on, you and your God, however you call him, are connected. Okay? Then there's the love for all things. Okay, and this is where people really kind of need to do this too. And I'm not Mr. Kumbaya PETA man either. Okay, I'm not running around saying don't eat animals, don't do this. Now, if you're vegan, I respect that. Whatever your reasons are for it is great. But what I'm saying is, I'm not out, oh my God, don't mow your grass because your grass is screaming. Okay, some things are a little out of control, but what I'm talking about is love for all living things. Don't destroy a creature. Don't destroy a plant just because you for no reason. Now, if you're going to eat the plant, you're going to eat the plant. If you're going to eat the creature, you eat the creature. It's called the circle of life. But don't go out of your way. I got a little thing in my heart. I never really knew how much I liked raccoons until you'll meet Bandit later in Friday's show. We'll talk about Bandit. But really opened my heart to a little creature in need that was like, oh my God, this little thing responds to love. This little thing loves, So don't go out of your way to harm anything, and just have a love for living things, your earth, your God, the world around you. Appreciation. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, kumbaya and, all that comes to my mind is the guy that went out and lived with sheep on the side of the mountain and made sheep legs. And it might be a little extreme. Hey, if it's what made him connect and he was happy, that's up to him. I'm not picking on him, but I'm not talking about going to extremes, not mowing your lawn because you're hurting your grass or something. What I'm talking about is, take care of your earth and your critters around you. Don't go and harm something unless it's harming you. Now, if it's coming at you to harm you, or it's going to harm your family, or it's going to harm another one of your creatures, you might have to take action. But have that 7th level love for everything. Now, what is the enemy to all love? Hate. Hate just undoes all love. You can be a very loving person, then you hate another. You hate this person, you love this person. It takes away from the love you have for that person. I don't know how else to call it, but that is a reality, guys, okay? So you may not like everyone, nor am I crazy enough to think that you should like everyone, okay? Some people are downright toxic to each other. Some people are just pure toxic. If they're a sociopath, we'll talk about that later. There are some sociopaths that cannot love, can't feel. But as a norm, somebody may be toxic to one person and great for another. You may not have any values in common, okay, but you can do the level 5 love. You're a human being. If you're in danger, I'd reach out to you. If you're hurting, I'd still say a kind word to you, even if I don't like you. That's love. You don't have to like everybody you love. Just have the decency to find something you love about anybody, and you'll release that hate, and you'll be in a great state. It's a great state to be in. You can look at somebody and go, I love you because you're a human being. I don't like anything about you, but I love you because you're a human being. Interesting. Okay, this is the cool part of this is that's for you. It's really not for them. But it helps them too. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, I want to leave you with a tool today. It's a 2-step tool, like a 2-step dance, which I can't dance. So I shouldn't say that, because every time I say I can't do something, I get the eyeball from Jen or somebody else that it's kind of like, well, now you got to do it. Okay, I made the stupid mistake this morning getting out of the cold plunge and saying, oh, I'm not going to go walk. It's 48 degrees outside. Well, needless to say, I went and walked barefoot by the lake because I'm like, all right, just because I said I can't or I shouldn't or, oh, it's too cold, now I have to change. It was a challenge. Okay, let me get back on track here. So when you're engaging anyone, ask yourself how you could create more love for them. Okay, now don't forget I said there's different kinds of love. You don't go to the football game with your buddy and go, here, bud, let me give you a kiss. You're going to get smacked in the head, and that might not work. But a pat on the shoulder or a high five, you're showing your bud you love them. Or your girlfriend, if you're going out and you're looking for wedding dresses with your girlfriend who's getting married, and you do her hair real nice for your girl or guy, whatever, and you do that. That's not creepy, weird or nothing. You're just showing some love. Okay, you're showing that you care about the person, but there's different ways of doing it. Okay, and you certainly, in the reverse of that, you don't want to go home tonight and pat your spouse on the back and say, "Hey, good to see you, honey." That might not really create that kind of feeling of love. You might find you sleeping on the couch, Or your husband, he goes, oh, I love you, honey. And you're like, yeah, TV's on. Ooh, yeah, that might not, that's not the way to start showing more love. Or, giving your husband a noogie when he comes home, oh, honey, yeah, did you go to the game? Yeah, that might not be what he wants from his wife, but from his buddy at the game going, that was fun. Oh, I feel loved, my best bud. Yeah, but you don't want that from your wife. Okay, so again, remember, levels, types, this stuff all intertwines, but I think that we all can kind of get an idea if we look and go, okay, this is the relationship here. This is a child of mine. This is my spouse. This is my family member. This is my best friend. This is somebody I work with. I think you can get an idea of the type and way that people receive and give love, okay? And this is fun. I really enjoy this because this is downright fun to cover this stuff because it gets playful. Love should be playful. Okay, hate is hateful. Hate is boring. Hate is dark. Hate is miserable. Love is fun and playful because there's so many forms of it. Okay, and there's so many ways to, when you give it, you get it. All right. Step 2, always remember, have plenty of love to give others. Okay, we're capable of loving more than one person at a time. So if you begin to feel jealousy or slighted especially by your partners loving somebody else or a family member loving somebody else, but this is generally your partner who you have this issue with where you feel jealous or slighted because they love someone else. The number one question you got to ask yourself is, what does this really mean? Does this mean because your spouse loves somebody else that they don't have as much love for you? There's no limit to love. Does it mean they're having an affair? Probably not. Maybe they are. If they are, kick them to the curb. Carry on. Go do your thing. Okay? Unless you've been just absolutely absent in your relationship, then maybe it's a warning sign you need to get back into it. But that's a whole different ball game and a whole different day's topic. But ask, what does this really mean? Oh, this really means that my spouse can love other people, just not that particular love you have for me, and vice versa. That's a special love. That has one of the 7 loves. But it doesn't mean that they can't have 6 other types of love for everybody in the world. Okay. Also, reverse the role and ask yourself, would you want them to be jealous or slighted? Okay. If you got, your best friend happens to be of the opposite sex, that can happen. Okay, but you love your spouse and you'd never do anything to hurt the relationship, and you know it, and they know it. Would you want your spouse getting angry and trying to destroy that friendship if it was truly the intellectual friend-to-friend friendship, and then it really wasn't anything other than that? Now, if it is, shame on you, but hey, I'm just saying. Okay, what if that shoe is on the other foot, and you have this friend and you feel, jealous and slighted? That's something to think about. You really got to think about this. With that said, if there is something going on that's inappropriate in the friendship or the relationship, or it's destructive and toxic, hey, if you're in a relationship with somebody who got off heroin and their friend is a heroin addict who's always trying to get him to go out and party, or alcohol almost destroyed your marriage once, and this friend is always trying to get your spouse drunk, you got a right to voice your opinion. You got a right to say, we need to work this out or it's going to destroy our relationship. I'm not saying you step back and go, or even in the case where, I don't know, this is a fine line. What if your wife has this guy friend and she has no interest in him, but he does in her? That's not an appropriate friendship. Okay? An appropriate friendship, if you're in a relationship, is one that, you can love the person, but there's no clouding that. Okay? So, there are times where you could say that this has got to stop. Okay, you're going out and getting drunk every night with your friend, and it's destroying our relationship. That's a problem. You have a friend just because they're of the opposite sex does not mean that that's going to hurt your relationship. As a matter of fact, that trust and friendship and, in your own relationship, that can even be better, where you go, I trust my spouse. Well, especially look at him or look at her. I mean, come on, look what you got at home. Would you go there? No, kidding. I'm being fun. I told you, it's playful. But think about that. When you think about that, if something's brewing inside, you ask yourself the questions. Is this, how would I feel with that shoe on the other foot? And, do I understand that people can love more than one person at a time? Yes, of course you can. There's 7 levels of love. Why wouldn't you be able to? I mean, I think everybody can fit in that at some point. Even if your enemy can fit in there, you can love anybody. Okay? It just don't jeopardize your intimate relationship for anything. But, understand that love is something that is, you can't run out of it. You have ultimate. If you love 10 people, that's great. If you love 100 people, that's great. If you love 100 million people, that's great. The more love, the better. And the thing that I believe in today's show should really open up your hearts, okay? And that we've communicated a certain understanding of the fact that we can love many people and many things. And we certainly have many different forms of love, okay? And don't forget a little tidbit here. The more love you give, when you give love, you feel love. Hear that one. When you give love, you feel love. So you don't even have to get it back to feel it. So then you loved. Okay? And the other thing is, the last thing, and then there's one more, of course. One fact is that love wins over hate, always. But the other thing is, there's another level of love. Damn! Now there's 8. You know what that is? Love yourself. Because you know what? You go down that list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody. Hear that. If you don't love yourself, you can't love everyone. Give yourself a big hug right now. Seriously. Grab your shoulders, give yourself a hug. Not so bad. You're not a bad person. If you're on listening to me about love and trying to find ways to love your close inner circle, your loved ones, your family, your spouse, and having love for the rest of the world and creatures and the earth itself, wow. If you're that kind of person, don't you deserve to be loved by you? Huh. Crazy stuff, guys. All right, I'm going to cut you loose for the day, get rocking and rolling. I'm watching our time frame here, and I probably went a little bit over, but I think that this is pretty important stuff. Guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. And the next session we're going to spend together, next show is all you need is love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. You're going to find something out on Friday that is just going to open up the doors. Keep doing your homework. Use your step 1 and step 2 from today. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. It's Coach Lou signing off. Have an amazing day, guys. Rock and roll it.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dreams.